Protests sparked by the killing of an African-American man by white police officers in Minneapolis continue to spread across the US. As well as an end to police brutality, demonstrations are also calling for an end to racial injustice that systematically deprives blacks and other minorities of equal rights and economic opportunities. According to the latest data from the US Census Bureau, the median household income for African Americans in 2018 was just over $41,000 compared with just over $70,000 for white families. Over the past decade, wages have grown at a much slower pace for black workers compared to their white peers. As a result, the average black family's net worth is around $17,000, while white families are 10 times wealthier.
I never expected things to go like the way they did this week, but I'm not surprised because this is America. Being black in America, this is what it does. This is how it affects us. It's sad, but this is it.
Well, let's get more on the story now with Larry Ivory. He's the chairman of the National Black Chamber of Commerce, and he joins us now from Peoria in the state of Illinois. Welcome to Money Talks, Larry. Now, we know the issues of racial inequality and police brutality were what triggered these widespread protests across the US, but what part has economic inequality in the African American community played?
Well, I think the economic equality has played a dramatic impact, has had a dramatic impact upon everything. When people don't feel that they have resources and opportunity, and what you see in the United States of America, the great country, is that when you take a look at the wealth gap, you take a look at procurement opportunities, you see a real significant gap between African Americans and Caucasians. And that wealth gap impacts us in healthcare, because if you don't have access to healthcare, you don't have money, you can't get doctors, and you end up having the healthcare outcomes based upon the fact of your access to appropriate medical care. And so that ends up in the virus we have, where African Americans are vastly impacted based upon high blood pressure, diabetes, and everything else. It's an economic issue that has to be addressed, that stems all of this. When there's no economic blood flow flowing to our communities, it's like anything else. If my leg doesn't get blood, then my leg will stop functioning. And without economic blood flow, then you really have a very dramatic impact upon the lives of people who feel like they don't have a choice, they can't participate in the economy, and it creates a real sense of hopelessness that makes people lash out and do whatever it takes to do to get people's attention. I think this is a cry, and this is a challenge for America to take a serious look at what's wrong and what they need to do to fix this great society that we talk about. It has some real issues that has to be faced economically.
That's right. Now, a report published in February by the Brookings Institution says the net worth of a white family in the US is 10 times that of a black household, which is an alarming difference, isn't it? What does the Trump administration need to do, in your view, in order to address this huge inequality?
Well, I think that the real issue is what the Trump administration, what any administration has to do, is really be very open and honest in terms of the opportunities. What you see even with procurement, where contracts are being offered, are given, or you win a contract, you're seeing on a consistent basis where you have IT companies, black IT companies who are qualified to do business but can't do business in their state or can't win a contract. You have where we got PPE, where we're spending billions of dollars, but you can't find very few African Americans who had an opportunity to participate in it. And what the administration, like any administration, has to do is be honest with itself and make sure that they level the playing field where there's legitimate opportunities for everyone. And we got some very talented people, very talented business, like we have very talented basketball, football players. We got talented business owners who can compete at every level. given the opportunity. And this administration has to make sure that Black business become a part of their agenda.
Yes, and we know that the National Black Chamber of Commerce, your organisation, is doing great work in that respect, involving the business community in minority communities as well. Larry Ivory, thank you so much for joining us from Illinois.